Hi folks, and welcome to another edition of Apps for Success. As always, I'm your host, John Bowman, and each episode we introduce you to and review an app that you can be using for your customer success efforts. Usually, we've been showing some really good apps. Sometimes we might show you some bad ones, but we've been sticking to the good ones. And this month we actually have another great one for you. It's called Asana. But maybe in the future, we might take a look at some of those apps which aren't so good. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about doing an entire episode about something I really don't like. So if you have any suggestions for some apps that you think are really bad, feel free to just put them inside the comments. Maybe we'll do a one mega episode that's like, don't use these. Anyways, this month we're talking about Asana. And Asana is another project management software. It's very similar to Trello, but there are some key differences. We'll get into those in a moment. Before we jump into the app though, as always, I do have a joke for you. What do you call it when somebody gets in trouble for too much wordplay? Give up? Pun intended consequences. On to the app. Okay folks, here we are inside of Asana. Now this is a brand new Asana workspace just because I wanted to show you that Asana is really great about training you to use Asana by using Asana, right? So I just started this account and look at my tasks front and center. First thing you should know about Asana is that it is all project based, right? You can have these tasks, it's going to be small little things, but generally speaking, they focus on projects. And look, my first task I have to do is to create a first project. But what you're looking at, again, is just the welcome screen. You can see the tasks that are assigned to you. And if we add any projects, we'll see them here in a little bit. They're down here below. Just like most applications in the world, there is essentially on the left-hand side a navigation bar, right? We've got home, we've got my tasks, we've got inbox, and we've got portfolios. I'm just going to go quickly over these, right? One, you can always hide this. So you can click there to take it away, and you can click there to bring it back. Now home is where we are. Like we mentioned, home is where you see your tasks as well as projects as an overview. Additionally, we've got tasks here. Remember, tasks are like those little steps within projects. Here you can see you've got them all in one little place. If we go ahead and close that out, you can see recently assigned ones, upcoming ones, ones that are coming later. Again, tasks are those steps that need to be completed by you. Next, we've got the inbox. Don't worry about the inbox right now. This is basically, though, exactly what it sounds like. It's kind of like an email inbox because this is where you go when people want to notify you of projects, things that are going on. I love not getting emails. Instead, I love getting notifications inside of Asana because I like getting information about the work I'm doing directly on the work I'm doing. I don't want to have to go back and forth between my email inbox and Asana in order to see it. Next, we got something here called portfolios. Now, we're not going to go too far into this because that's generally something that's a premium feature of Asana, right? Because we generally try to stick to just those free ones. But anyways, portfolios is a way for you to be able to see things like priority, right? Notice they're showing you priority. You can also see progress and statuses. That's stuff that's not generally available in the free Asana version, okay? The other thing that you can do here with portfolios is you can see things like team capacity and workload utilization, right? You can see that. That's really, really powerful as well, especially if you have a lot of ongoing projects on any given time. And those projects, generally speaking, should take the same amount of time, right? Because then you can say, oh, how much workload should this person have, et cetera, et cetera. Now, just continuing down here, you can create favorites. You can do some quick reports to see tasks and things that you've done or others have done. It's very, very sort of simple stuff. Always invite other people as well into Asana. So that's just a basic overview of what we're looking at. We're going to go back here to the home option though. And you'll notice there are the tasks here. And whenever you check something else inside of Asana, just check that little circle. There we go. I love that action, right? Mark to complete, invite teammates. Now, one thing that I think applications in general don't do a good enough job on is UX feedback. And what I mean by that is user experience feedback, right? When you do something inside of an application, it should reward you, right? It should make you feel good about doing it. And I think Asana actually does that really well, right? So watch again. When I click this task complete, look at that. I love that flash, love that symbol. I love that it does this little thing in the bottom where I can undo it. I can bring it back. that user feedback. Look at that. That's really cool, right? You just got a little celebration of tasks get done. You can turn off celebrations if you want to. I personally love celebrations. I think you should celebrate getting work done. It's kind of fun, right? So again, I love that feedback Asana gives you, and it helps you to see progress and to reward you for the progress on the work that you do. Now, next thing we're going to do here, I'm not going to check off this one because it tells me to create my first project. So we're going to do that. We're going to click the first project button there, and they've got some nice handy dandy templates, right? So we can look at types, right? See that? So we can look, cross-functional, engineering, design, product, marketing, etc. By customer success. So this is if my organization's called customer success. If I wanted to create my own templates, I could do it here, right? But we're just going to use a general template for this. And the general template that we're going to use is where'd it go? It is new hire for managers was the one I was going to fall back on. But yeah, all right, let's just do that. So new hire for managers, we're going to click that. You can preview it, which is pretty good, right? And then we can use that template. We can give it a new name if we want to, a new hire checklist for managers, or we can say Bob, right? We're hiring Bob. We can make it public, we can make it private, but we can just create that project. And when we create that project, take a look. It automatically generates the tasks that we need to do, right? So for manager training, let's see, we're going to read the instructions on this. And the way we do that, folks, is we click the details options. Now look at that. I love this slide on the right-hand side because what that does, it gives you more information about the particular task that you need to do. This is a project template, right? Obviously, you can set it up in list view. Now we're going to get out into list view in a second, so don't worry about that. But again, notice how Asana is using Asana to train you how to work on Asana. I flippin' love it. It's great. So notice tasks here are either unassigned at start. We can assign it to ourselves, and we can put in a little due date. Really easy. We're just going to add a little due date. And again, that feedback. Asana is really great about telling you did something good and loves to show you that. You can always, if you wanted to, come in here and obviously click the things that they're telling you. You can send feedback to Asana about their templates by clicking there. You can always follow up for more tips, etc. by doing that. Really, really easy, folks. Let's say you're working on something too. You can always attach documents here, right? You can always add some more subtasks should you want to, right? So we can come in here and just add in something more that needs done, right? There we go. So it's a subtask contained within this task, right? We've also got a hyperlink. Copy and task that link. Forgive me, my apologies. We can hyperlink this task. Another thing, I love social cues. So if you have, and think about this, folks, there's a reason why Facebook has the like button. Essentially, it is a social cue that the people you know like what you did. And I think more than anything in the world, the like button, this is my own little pet theory, is what has transformed our society, right? Because it's such an easy action. It's that like little click, right? But what that does is it sends a message. A little piece of dopamine gets shot right to that person's brain who did the thing that you liked, and they love it. They see all these people love the thing or like the thing that they did. And this is kind of a social aspect that's brought into your work, right? If somebody likes what you did, it makes you feel good. And I like that Asana has thought these things through, that it has these type of social actions inside. There's always more options here too, right? So you can add to another project, you can duplicate the task, you can mark as a milestone, you can make dependent on something. I love task dependencies, right? Because the idea is you should only work on this if something else is done first. You can always do tags, etc. But we're not even halfway through this whole thing, and you can see how complex Asana is compared to something like Trello, like we looked at last week. You know, we're looking in a list view, a checklist view, and there's a great book. I mentioned it inside of the article. It's called the Checklist Manifesto. I personally love lists, and this is a great checklist application for you. But you can see the complications that are possible because we're using a checklist instead of a Kanban board. So the ultimate thing you want to do with any task is you want to mark it complete. You can click this mark complete option, voila, done, and then you can just close details. Pretty darn easy, right? We can go over here and we can assign this to me, and you know what, I'm going to assign this one to me too, and then I'm going to add a little due date. This one's going to be on the 15th, and this one's going to be on the 24th, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to make this one due the 10th, and there we go. We're just going to assign to me. Really easy, right? So I love that quick assignment feature. It's very, very easy to just click assign those people in. I obviously don't have my picture in there, but it's a beautiful program as well. Another thing you can do here is you can use these filters, sorting options, and fields, right? So by filter, you can say, just show me my tasks. So imagine you're working with multiple people on this particular job. You'd only see the tasks you have to complete. Show me the stuff that's due this week. Show me the stuff that's due next week. Again, filtering down to see the things that you need to do. As you can see, Asana is better suited for more complex projects because you can say, I don't need to worry about other people's stuff. I should worry about my own. Additionally, you can sort things, right? You can say, show me by due date, by how many likes they have, by who the particular assignee is. This final thing is custom fields, right? So you can turn on custom fields on the project level. You can also turn on tags, and you can add in more fields if you upgrade to premium. But what you can say is you can add to another project, right? And you can add tags in order to cross tag it. We all know, generally speaking, how tags work. They're kind of like hashtags inside of Twitter, okay? So that's an overview of, generally speaking, the tasks view inside of a project. Next thing I'm going to show you, though, is up here in the top. So we're working from the list view. And this is something, again, that you're not going to see inside of Trello. But there's the board view, and it probably looks very familiar, right? This is that Kanban view we were talking about previously. Here we can add another column. It might just be, end if we wanted to. And we can take tasks and move them over. Again, I love these little pieces of user feedback. It makes it kind of fun to use the application. And I know, maybe you don't care about fun. I kind of do. I want to like the thing that I'm using. There's a great blog out there. It's called Little Big Details. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Google it. It's called Little Big Details. And basically what it does is it highlights those little pieces of software love that you can see. And they're small details, but they can become big details because they make you really love something. So again, this is the board view, right? And you can see the tasks that are assigned to me on that Kanban view if we want to. We've also got timeline here. We're not going to go into timeline because, again, it is a premium feature. Essentially, though, a timeline is like a Gantt chart, right? So you can see it's just going to show you the timelines of when people are supposed to get their things done. You can move them around, etc., etc. We're not going to get too into that. We're going to go to the calendar view, right? This, again, is a great way to visualize the tasks that you need to do on the day that you need them to do. You can come here, you can click it, and when you click it, it gives you more information about that particular task, where you can work on it. Additionally, as you can see, you can complete that task very easily. We've got the progress view here. Again, this is another generally premium feature that you want to see in order to get insights, but you can update general statuses about the project here as well. Finally, we've got forums and conversations. So forums, again, another premium thing. We're not going to worry about that because we didn't do the premium version of Trello, so it just wouldn't be fair, now would it? But conversations, you can see conversations that you're having with other people on side, regarding this project, and you can see files, things that you've uploaded for this particular project to work on, okay? Now, what I love about Asana is that little bit of complexity you can add, right? Every time you come in, you're greeted here at the home screen. You can see the tasks that are due soon, right? If you wanted to, you could see all the tasks. That link just brings you here to the My Tasks section. You can add a task individually for yourself that can just hang out there, or you can add an entire project to work on, right? And again, up here, you can see things in order of calendar, of the files that are attached to it, etc., etc. You can add more. I also love that these are able to be dragged and dropped. So you can take them, you can move them around, say this is upcoming and this one's going to be due tomorrow or due today or what have you. Very, very easy, intuitive. But like I was saying, I love the relative simplicity of this. Again, it's not as easy as Trello. It's not just one sort of Kanban board for you to be able to see. But what it does give you is this ability for added complexity. Specifically, I love the checklist portion of it, right? You can add checklists to Trello, but it's just not, it's not really optimized for it in the same way that Asana is. So for example, if you create a new project, if you have the option to, you can actually import a spreadsheet. And that's kind of what Asana is. It's sort of like high-powered spreadsheets, right? So you can import a spreadsheet if you wanted to in order to create a project. And if you're curious about why I said it's like that, notice, it's again, just columns and rows, right? So we're just going to use this as a template. I'm just going to show you it's one, great. But notice we got columns, right? So we've got a due date, we've got assignee, and then we've got rows for each one of the tasks. That's all. If you're not seeing the spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. I hope you love spreadsheets too, just because it's a good part of business life. Anyways, that's a general overview of Asana, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I didn't want to go too in-depth here. There's a lot you can get into with Asana, a lot more complexity there. But if you're looking for something that's just a little bit more complex, it gives you that ability to customize, to add those due dates, to do lists, to see it in a Kanban board, maybe even get into Gantt charts, then come over to Asana. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day, and we'll see you next time on Apps for Success.